I wish my mom terminated her pregnancy when she had me. Now, don't get me wrong, I am very happy to be alive and thankful to be alive. But I think her decision to keep me alive was a bad decision. Now, folks, the context around my post is that I was born out of unconsensual sex. One decision a man made for my mother affected my life, her life, my father who raised me's life, and my whole family. My life particularly was impacted because, my mom did not want me here. And she even tried to smother me with a pillow. But something came over her and, she kept me alive. But then she abused me for the remaining years of my childhood. And she neglected me, and so did my father. I broke up their marriage. My father had to pay child support for me because his last name was on my birth certificate. He barely showed up to pick us up or anything like that. My mother neglected me, particularly her boyfriends neglected me. And I would go to school and no one paid attention to my schooling, didn't care if I passed or failed. So the teachers just would pass me along. No one ever talked about what I wanted to be when I grew up, or no one said any, trajectory for my life. I had to figure that out all on my own. When Roe versus Wade was passed yesterday, I realized that the Republicans systemically put women under oppression. And they said it's in the name of all the unborn babies. And I'm a baby that should have been aborted because I lived my whole life in trauma. And because this particular account on TikTok is about dyslexia, add being black, add, being black in a white society, in a racist, part of Canada, and add learning disabilities and all that stuff on top of that. I lived a whole life full of trauma and picking up the pieces that my parents still have not put back together. Though I have reconciled with my parents, I've had to take accountability for their actions and had to take accountability for my biological father's actions. A woman knows what she ought to do with her eggs. When a woman feels unsafe to have a child, she should have every right to terminate that pregnancy.